What's good? We back in the building. It's the Boxing More. Y'all know what it is, man. Uh, back talking some boxing as usual. Solo dolo today. I might want to come back and do one more live stream before the day over with and over. The midnight. Probably gonna do a late night live stream. I don't know about what, but could be boxing. Could be food for thought. Had a solid live stream yesterday. Shout out to the homie Corey Lee Boxing and Sandy Walden, the bottom line, SW, and it's a Colossal Boxing Talk as well for coming through. And the Cali did my boxing network. But let me know y'all there. Like, say something in the chat. Let me see who up in here, man. What up, Doe? What up, Mr. Sheldon Holmes? Let me know who else up in here. I'm about to bring the chat up on my computer, so that's what I'm doing right now. Remember the Facebook, the phone chat when I go live on the phone, come up faster than the Facebook. Than the computer chat for some reason. But we here. What's up, Xavier Morales? What's going on, brother? Talk about Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez, man. The 50-50 split. Let some more brothers get in here. Let me know that you in the chat, man. There we go. What's up, Triple H 1200 punch quote? What it do? Triple Crown needs to fight a mandatory. What up? Oh, yeah. He needs to fight a mandatory. And then we know he going to take the lesser of the two mandatories. We're going to get into all of that. But we can start off. More people come in if I have to, re-elaborate or reiterate some things or, say it over again. Just bear with me. But yeah, man. He says he wants a 50-50 split. And look at the situation that he's going through, though. He was inconvenienced, by having to wait a few more months to take on, what's going on, little Bracy? He was inconvenienced because of the clenbuterol situation. Okay, we can go back there. Canelo failed 2 tests for clenbuterol. Triple G had to rush for an opponent, so maybe he was inconvenienced rushing for an opponent, but they made it through. They picked Vinus Monterosian. He still made $1 million, so, he was inconvenienced. I say inconvenienced. He probably was ready for Canelo May 5th, but they had a deal in place already, so he agreed to the deal. So Canelo team just thought that he was going to take the same deal. But, for one, he's 36 years old. He just turned 36 in April. So, you go May, June, July, August, September. He almost a half year older, and maybe that's something that he's talking about. Maybe he's realizing, like, I got 3 belts. I feel like I won the first fight. They played me on the hand wraps the first fight. They played me on the cards the first fight. I conceded everything to make the first fight happen. I feel like I won the first fight. The fans are telling me I won the first fight. So you know what? I think I need a little bit more. I think I need 50-50. He made somewhere between 35 and 35% last time or something like that. It was under 40%. So, he said 50-50 and nothing to Canelo. And Oscar and Canelo like, no, you don't deserve 50-50. Tom Loeffler said that, Canelo Alvarez and Cotto did $1 million, and Cotto got 55%. For one, we all know Cotto is one of the biggest divas in the game, and if you don't know, Canelo took a lesser cut, because Cotto was the champion. He was the WBC champion, as is Triple G, but Cotto is a mega diva at the bargaining table, man. He's a mega diva. So he bowed down to him. He paid his dues. He compromised with Cotto. So Tom Loeffler saying, well, they did, we did 500,000 more. That means Golovkin is a bigger pool than Cotto. That's not true. Cotto still was the ultimate pool. Even though they did more, the hype was behind it. But Cotto's did $1 million pay-per-views with other fighters. I don't remember a Cotto pay-per-view in his prime doing 150K. A couple times. Triple G, I think his pay-per-view was never done over 200,000. And we know Cotto is universally recognized way better than Triple G ever will be universally recognized around the world and around North America. Triple G will never get the fanfare or the fan appreciation that Cotto got. And he need to recognize that as far as that. But, he makes some valid points about, why he should deserve that. He was a clean fighter. He got the shit on the stick last time. But he got to think about who he's going up against, He going against Oscar De La Hoya, a guy that said, don't fight Billy Joe Saunders in June of 2017, or you won't get the Canelo fight Mexican Independence Day 2017. He rolled over for Oscar, so Oscar feels that he's in a position of dominance. You know, he feel like he the better promoter. He feel like, you know, he already told Triple G what to do. They dogged him on the first negotiations, and they feel like they gave him a little bit better deal the second time. But they just feel like they're not about to compromise nothing to Triple G. If they was had to compromise to Triple G and actually do a 50-50, Triple G would have knocked out Canelo or conventionally beat Canelo, where when it went to the scorecards. But that's tricky, man. We'll read some of these questions. Hell no, Golovkin doesn't deserve 50-50. Talk all that shit. Now he bugging for a raise. Canelo is drugged, is a drug, but he still gave that full opportunity. He couldn't generate on his own. Triple G needs to unify, but Billy Joe Saunders will give Charlo a shot. That's true, Lil Bracy. Punch quote, formerly Triple H 1200. Cotto also has a Hall of Fame career. Triple G is a bum hunter. Xavier Morales, Canelo was unfortunate to eat contaminated meat. He's proven that the system was never saturated and was that the one to ask for early drug testing. Why would he ask for drug testing if he knew he was dirty? Canelo lost the first fight with Triple G, but gifted draw. Sheldon Holmes, that's what Triple G gets for talking shit. Hell, all he trying to do is cash himself out for the rest of his career. Few mixed feelings there, but I mean, I'll get to this next question in a minute, but give me a minute. Shout out to Hefty85. I'll get to you in a minute. Yeah, I mean, there's mixed feelings around that as far as, but everybody pretty much can agree that, you know, Golovkin don't deserve 50-50. Canelo is the major draw. I mean, shit, Canelo did $1 million with Chavez Jr., so, you know, he's showing that he can draw and pull on his own. But, you know, but Triple G, I mean, he was inconvenienced. He deserved more. You know, at least give him 41%. But he shot for the moon, man. Asked for 50-50. I can't be mad at him for asking for 50-50. But he the one that's in a position of weakness, you know. He's in a position of weakness. And why I say that is because he's the one that got 2 mandatories lined up. See, the WBC gave him an exception. What's going on, man? King Kunta. The WBC gave him exception, Triple G. Said after the Canelo fight, you know, the winner got to fight Charlo, so go ahead and do your thing versus Canelo. Triple G, he put himself in a fucked up position because he should have just fought Sergey Shevchenko, man. And he should have fought that guy May 5th, got it over with, and then came back in September and did this thing. But the whole point of him and Triple G cherry picking May 5th, and why people understood why I was a cherry pick, was because it was to play it safe and not lose to a dangerous opponent and mess up the Canelo Alvarez fight. But not the clever, he wasn't willing to take the Canelo Alvarez fight now. What was the point of you bum hunting on May 5th? Y'all understand what I'm saying? That was stupid. He should have just he should have just fought, you know, Sergey, beat him, and came back in September. He could have did whatever he wanted to do at that point, you know. And then also he was in negotiations to fight Billy Joe Saunders in June. They was gonna scrap the Martin Murray fight, but he insisted on fighting. He's insisting on fighting on May 5th because Billy Joe Saunders pushed his fight back because he was injured. So he was willing to compromise in his date or scrap his date and fight Triple G in June. So Triple G, he really playing himself here, man, because he knew Golden Boy was gonna think that he just sweeten the pot just a little bit at least, at the most. You know, we just gonna sweeten a little bit and then he'll take the fight, you know what I'm saying? But now he went for 50-50. He pretty much derailed his own plans, you know what I'm saying? He kind of undercut it. He hurting himself more than, you know, he hurting Canelo because, look again, he already fought this year. By the time September 15th rolled around, Canelo had knee surgery and went through all this stress and shit. He ain't fought in the whole calendar year. So he hasn't fought in a year. Golovkin got a fight in. He warmed up. He good. So he had an upper hand advantage, at least on that note. And then he fucks around and doesn't fight his mandatory, and he's trying to get that Vanes Monterosian fight sanctioned. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get that fight sanctioned so he don't have to fight Shevchenko. You know, and if they don't sanction it, he got to fight Sergey Shevchenko, and then the WBC can come back and be like, you know what? We only gave you an exception for fighting Canelo. We don't want to give you a section for fighting Sergey, man. Strip him of the belt and give it to Charlo, you know? So he might have to pick which belt he want to hold or not, because obviously he wants to fit a fight in sometime from, you know, now into September, and he wants to fit a fight in December as well, too. He wants to fight 2 more times with Triple G, and so does Canelo. But, you know, he really played himself by not taking the Billy Joe Saunders fight this June, too, and just scrapping the May 5th fight. You know, that May 5th fight with Vanes wasn't nothing but $1 million payday. It didn't mean nothing. You know, he should have fought Sergey on that day, or he should have fought Billy Joe Saunders coming up in June. But at the end of the day, they don't have any interest in fighting Billy Joe Saunders, though. They said, oh, he priced himself out. Frank Warren said, we didn't price himself out. Ever since he came back and looked the normal versus David Lemieux, Triple G team hasn't been interested in fighting Billy Joe Saunders. At the end of the day, with Canelo, his fight coming back is intriguing not because he's a champion. It's intriguing because, people want to see what he looked like without the pads. You know what I'm saying? And people still like, Canelo. They want to see without the computer on his ass, and people still support him. He's a Mexican. Chavez Jr. came down to 164.5 to fight him, and people knew that this shit was going to be a shitty fight, and he still sold a million pay-per-view, man. So I'll get some of these questions, and I'll keep elaborating on this shit, man. What up, Orlando? Trying to go back to that comment I told him to come back to, man. Oh, here we go, right here. He fly 85, excuse me. I don't think he deserves it, and also, why is he still trying to fight a so-called cheater? That's a good question. He fly. He said even after Canelo got caught with the computer raw, he was willing to fight him anyway. But he should have never put the pressure on Las Vegas, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, to suspend Canelo. He still would have had a May 5th day. He the reason that May 5th Canelo fight didn't happen, other than Canelo juicing. What's going on, King Kuta? Edwin Boxer, what it do? Triple G deserves 40 in my opinion. Yeah, I think he deserves 40. 41, 42 if you want to ask for stank on him. Triple H, no one cares about Triple G but Sean Newton. Fuck him. Shout out to the homie Sean Newton, man. And fuck no, he don't deserve 50-50 dude, Doug mandatories and shit. Exactly, he fly. Canelo will not fight him in September. This fight won't happen until 2019 if Triple G doesn't lose to his mandatories. And that's right. And not even that. Come next May, he'll be 37 years old. So, in the style that he fights, he takes a lot of punishment and abuse. He can, I heard Vanez hurt him. I didn't watch that fight. I might go back and watch it, but, it is what it is. And yeah, Edwin says he deserves 40, but he fucked up by fighting Vanez. Tom was saying today that they want Billy Joe Saunders and Murata if they can't get Canelo. Well, they can't get Murata. The guy we talked about earlier fighting Demetrius Andrade, what's the guy's name? I can't forget that guy's name. He's the guy, Ryder Murata. He's fighting Murata. Excuse me. The guy that Demetrius Andrade is rumored to be fighting, Yamaguchi Falco. His brother's fighting Ryder Murata in Japan in October. So Murata's not available. Murata beat him for the gold medal, so they re-end up. And I think both of them, one of them, the one that's fighting Ryder Murata, he signed with Top Rank, I think. And Murata got to deal with Top Rank as well. So yeah, that won't happen. Billy Joe Saunders, now they want to fight Billy Joe Saunders. They've been lying on Billy Joe Saunders though. They've been lying on him, saying that he didn't want to fight. He priced himself out. They lying on him. I don't think they want to fight Billy Joe Saunders after he came back to normal. Canelo already didn't. Eric Gomez said they didn't want to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders might move up and fight the winner of the World Box Super Series tournament. They keep playing with him. He's been talking about moving up for quite some time. And he on the verge of retiring too. You got to remember that. Billy Joe Saunders not gonna fight too much longer. He said that. But I want to see Billy Joe Saunders fight, before the rest of them. I want to see if the dude can make history, as far as that. But for me, it'll be the Charlo fight, Billy Joe Saunders fight, and then the Sergey fight, man. I just want to see Charlo get a shot, man. Call me a little bit biased there, man. I'm not 100% sure who wins that fight neither. I seen Canelo fighting Sullivan in September. We'll get to that in a minute. Shutter Williams, smash that like button for the brother. Appreciate that. What up, Orlando? He will make the most money taking 40. Yeah. Shit, he made more money taking 35% or 30%. They said he took home 25% last time, taking 25 million, taking home 35%. He not gonna make 25 million with nobody involved. The most money that he probably will make is probably with Jamal Charlo, and that's because of the Al Heyman factor. That's the most money that he will make in Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Frank Warren and Billy Joe Saunders, that might be a competitive money maker, but I think the most money that he'll make that's available is Charlo, because of the Al Heyman factor and how they will sell that card. They probably bring Triple G to the Barclays Center or some shit like that. But overall, other than Canelo in the division, it's Ryder Murata because in Japan, you know, Triple G got some Asian in them too. That fight might do like 30 fucking million on TV, so we'll see. Xavier Morales 60-40. Can see that, truth be told, Golovkin team attorney went to the Nevada State Athletic Commission to press consequences, so wouldn't award that whatever the May 5th contract agreement was. It should stay like that. Yeah, I agree. You know what, Xavier? I think he should get a little sweeter. I think the pot should be at 40% for Golovkin, 41, 42%. You know, put some stank on it. That's all. I'll be like, look here, I know you made 35, between 35 and whatever, 40%. I'm willing to give you 42% this time. You know. Yeah, Falco. Yeah, Falco. But it's two Falcos though. It's Hamaguchi, and then the other motherfucker. His name with an E. You know, he lost the gold medal to Murata. I can't remember I can't pronounce his first name, but it means dodge and slip though. Both of them don't want that Saunders work. I agree. Andre Monroe. The question is, do Canelo deserve? Question is, do Canelo deserve 50-50 split after testing positive? Triple G should be an A side. No, he ain't the A side, bro. Ain't nobody coming to see. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Curtis. What was it? No. What was the nigga name from Temptations? I can't remember. Whatever that name was. Nobody coming to see you. It don't matter. Canelo's still the A side. It just don't matter though. Even after the drug test, they said he was clear and clean. I don't believe that, but he's still, in the public's eye view, Canelo's still the A side, man. He ain't doing no 50-50. You know, he'd go on to make more money than Triple G. You know, 2 fights for Canelo, he made more money than Triple G the rest of Triple G whole career probably. But what's good, Andre Holmes? Roman Jesus, Golovkin is ducking ass need to fight Canelo and shut up before Charlo put his ass to sleep. Juan Alvarez, Canelo's the A side. If the Triple G fanboys still don't understand that, they would never. And Triple G will fight 50-50. Otis, my bad. Otis, ain't nobody come to see Otis. Mark Martinez, Canelo should give one of them a shot in a payday. If he wins, he will be the mandatory if he wins. Yeah, if he beats, the WBO told Canelo he get a title shot whenever he want to. The IBF changed the rehydration rules for unification bouts and some of the title fights with Canelo, so he can get the title shot. He can fight Shevchenko and become the mandatory like that. The WBC, he gonna be re-ranked next month. He can fight Charlo for the interim title belt, and they probably will strip Golovkin and give it to the winner. Will make Charlo the full-time champion, and then Charlo and Canelo can fight for the WBC belt. So, yeah, he could do that. But Canelo don't want no smoke with them niggas neither. You know they saying that Charlo, Danny Jacobs, and Billy Joe Saunders, and then Gary Spike O'Sullivan. And they slid David Lemieux name in there too. But David Lemieux missed weight last Friday. Well, Friday. He won last night, but he moving to super middleweight. His career over with. He ain't gonna do shit up there. But the whole situation for me is, Golovkin's just not a draw. He's not a draw. But if I'm Golovkin, I gotta get something out the deal. Maybe it's you give me half my purse or give me my money up front or something like that. Half my purse up front. Something that conveniences me about the fight. Give me if I'm set to make 25 or 30 million with the extra 5%, 6 or 7%. Give me 15 of a million or 10 million or 5 million advance up front with no interest on it, and we got to fight. Or I don't want to fight in Vegas. We can fight. He talked about fighting in Mexico and Dallas Cowboy Stadium, or tell Canelo come out east. Now that the Hispanic fighters are starting to come out east, Mikey, Jesse Vargas. If you fight me at Madison Square Garden, it's all Gucci. But they don't want to do that. He needs to get something out the deal. I'm not going to just sit here and say he don't deserve. He just deserve an extra 5 or 6% boost. He needs something significant out the deal. He needs an advance. He needs a venue change in his favor or something. You know what I'm saying? He needs something major in his favor, something that he come with a common ground compromise to, man. He needs something. But other than that, he's hurting himself because he should have just fought, Sergey Shevchenko in May 5th. And that's a guy with 12 fights and 10 knockouts. He's a good fighter. But he ain't never been tested on the pro level with 10-ounce gloves on. You know what I'm saying? He should have went on and whooped that ass and moved on. But maybe they hold Sergey Shevchenko in high regards, Maybe, Sergey was pricing himself out. Maybe he wanted more than the $250K Ivanis Monterosian got. And that's a good payday. You know, it's a real good payday. Even for Sergey Shevchenko, he probably ain't made 250K yet. So I don't know the situation, but he got to fight that guy for short money. Because that's not a big money fight that HBO's gonna dish out the cash for. Which he could take it to ESPN, because ESPN was willing to pick up Andrade and Sergey Shevchenko as well. So I don't know I don't think they're gonna pay as much as HBO. ESPN don't pay out as much as HBO do. I'll tell you that right now. You know, HBO got the biggest payout. So, you know, for Canelo, I mean, he can do as he wish. When you got the A side like a Canelo, you can move how you want to move. You know, all the sanctioned belt bodies still like him. They still supported him through the computer raw PED situation. You know, WBO say he can have a title shot when he wants to. The IBF, you know, sanction him. You know, give him a title shot after the Shevchenko thing. You know, he can fight. You know, the WBC after next month he be re-ranked. He can do whatever he wants to do at this point. You know, so he got more free reign than Golovkin do. Golovkin, by holding them belts, is strapped down, man. He can't move like he want to move, man. You know, and that's why I say he should just give up two of the belts if he's not gonna fight Billy Joe Saunders. Because I told you, Billy Joe Saunders been talking about moving up to super middleweight and facing the winner, Callum Smith and George Groves. And then he probably be willing to fight James DeGale as well too. So, you know, he get those two big money fights in the UK, he gonna retire. You know, that's what it is about Billy Joe Saunders, man. You know, he ain't gonna be there too much longer, man. That's what people need to realize. Billy Joe, he on the fringe of moving up. He's a big super middleweight. And you probably wonder why guys, you know, are shying away from Billy Joe Saunders after the Willie Monroe fight. You know, and the fight he had like a year, was it December 2017 he had or some shit like that, versus that French guy that he looked terrible with. But since he got with Dominic Ingle in the Kell Brook camp, he been looking phenomenal, man. You know, after the Willie Monroe fight, the David Lemieux fight, he looked like himself. I said that the Willie Monroe fight was going to be ugly because they both two counter-punching, boxer-puncher type of guys. So, he out-hustled Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe went over there and fought like Willie Monroe. And that's how he got the whole name through the LDBC and through the YouTube boxing channel. So, I mean, Billy Joe Saunders, he ain't, I mean, like I said, man, I'll put it to you this way. The middleweight division is full of unproven talent, man. Even Triple G is unproven to a point. And let me explain that and elaborate on that. I mean, Triple G hasn't really fought anybody but Canelo, Kell Brook, and Danny Jacobs. I mean, you know, who gave him the toughest fight? I say Danny Jacobs, Canelo, I go Danny Jacobs, Canelo, Kassim Uma, Kell Brook. You know, if you ain't seen the Kassim Uma fight, it's a good fight. Uma went like 9. Martin Murray in there too. I put Martin Murray above Kell Brook. Those are the top 4, 5, 6 performances he had in my opinion. But he hasn't really fought a great name yet. You know, even Canelo Alvarez was a guy that was making his middleweight debut. Even though he came down from the catchweight with Chavez. So he ain't fought a great middleweight. Danny Jacobs is a above average middleweight. You know, he's been knocked out. He's been knocked down by Sergio Moore. He had a great performance versus Golovkin. I'll give him that. I was in the building for that one. But nobody hold him to a high regards. His claim to fame was knocking out Peter Quillen. And Peter Quillen was retired by that time. You know, he had gave his belt up. And you want to talk about Demetrius Andrade. He released his belt up, and Andrade could have fought for the vacant belt versus Matt Korobov. But he said there wasn't enough money, so Matt Korobov fought Andy Lee. Andy Lee knocked out Matt Korobov. He got gifted with the belt, took it over to Billy Joe Saunders, got his ass whooped by Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders gets that belt. So that's like the brief history of that belt. But none of them fought nobody. Billy Joe Saunders ain't fought nobody. Charlo ain't fought nobody at middleweight. Danny Jacobs fought Caleb Truex, Sergio Mora, Demetrius Pirog, Triple G. He might have the best resume as far as even wins and losses in division. But remember, he been there for a long ass time. I mean, he had braids, he got cancer, came back and built himself back up. So he been at the middleweight division for quite some time, his whole career, I believe. He fought Ishaq Smith as well. I mean, he fought a lot of fights at that damn division. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fights at that division. So, you know, he's posed to have an extensive, you know, resume at that division, but it's still nothing flamboyant, you know. And then you go to Triple G. I mean, you go from Prosper to Rosado to Ishida to Adamo to Curtis Stevens, the guy that had came down in weight and just had a tough fight with Derek Finley after a long layoff. You know, he wasn't shit. David Lemieux, to me, he ain't never been shit. Marco Antonio Rubio, Daniel Gill, he ain't been shit. Mark Murray was solid. Matthew Mackley, he ain't shit. Damn, who else he fought? Then he get to Kell Brook solid, but that was a welterweight. Then Jacobs was a good fight. Canelo was a good fight. You notice when he stepped up in competition to Danny Jacobs and Canelo, the knockout stopped coming, okay? So it does happen that way. So, but he don't have a great resume. And Bernard Hopkins didn't have the greatest middleweight resume by a lot of people's standard. Middleweight ain't really been thick in a while, you know what I'm saying? It ain't been a thick thing, after, Jermaine Taylor beat, Hopkins, then Pavlik got beat by Jermaine, Pavlik beat the shit out of Jermaine Taylor. I think he beat him up twice. Then Sergio Martinez came up for 154 and pasted Kevin Pavlik. And then Sergio Martinez ran. He couldn't find a great opponent. He hurt his knee, and then Triple G just suddenly came over to America after the Chavez Jr. fight in a knee injury in the Martin Murray fight for Sergio Martinez, and he wanted to come fight all of a sudden. So, you know what I'm saying? He nigga picked the perfect timing, man. None of them niggas ain't fought nobody, you know what I'm saying? You can make an argument that Jamal Charlo win over Austin Trout and Julian J-Rock is probably two of the better wins in the middleweight division, in my opinion. Seriously, those are, I'm just overall on everybody's resume, not in the middleweight. That was a junior middleweight. But those were two good wins, you know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs' best win was first Peter Quillen. I mean, he was semi-retired. Caleb Truex, it look a little bit better now. But, Caleb Truex, people still don't regard him as shit. Sergio Martinez, people don't regard him as shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you go to Triple G, I just named all his wins. His best win is over Danny Jacobs, which is a guy who's been stopped and dropped before as well. By Moore, dropped by Moore, stopped by Pirog, and, he really ain't did shit at the division. Billy Joe Saunders' best win is, Andy Lee and Chris Eubanks Jr. Eubanks Jr. look like a gimmick right now. But that's his two best wins. And, Andrade, his best wins at middleweight ain't, he just got there. He's inactive. So, the middleweight division is full of unproven elite fights on everybody's resume. Canelo Alvarez, Cotto, that was at 155. So everybody is in need of an elite win. And it's some potential elite fighters there. Let me say that. There's elite middleweights, from Charlo to Saunders to Triple G to Canelo to Andrade that can be elite middleweight to Jacobs. It's some elite middleweight. Sergey Shevchenko, I can't pronounce his name for shit, but it's some elite talent there now. Middleweight ain't been this thick in quite some time, man. Middleweight ain't been this thick, dog. It's a thick division now. It's a very, very thick division, and I think some of them guys need to start fighting each other. And unfortunately for Triple G, he get the shit end of the stick, by holding 3 belts. Which the Super WA Championship, it doesn't hold a mandatory. But the IBF and the WBC holds mandatory. So, he gonna have to fight those elite middleweights before Canelo will, in my opinion. Or willingly have to go through this chat. Look like some funny business going down in this motherfucker. Read the chat. Okay, see where I left off at. Canelo will never fight Charlo. I'm just saying, probably not. He dug Charlo's at when they ball was with Golden Boy, but it is what it is. Canelo could have fought Vanez on pay-per-view, and that shit probably still 300 to 4,000 buys. Canelo has loyal fans. Yeah, Edwin boxing was going on. Time is a fucking soft. Triple G team fucked up this whole career. Exactly. But 300,000, I think he meant. Yeah, 300,000, okay. Gervonta Tate Davis will sell more tickets than Danny at the Barclays. Probably, I don't know, man. Danny Jacobs. Are you talking about individual tickets, or are you just talking about for the whole fight? I think Sean and Danny Garcia, the attendance might be similar. It might be similar. It was almost a sellout. I think that it was ended up doing like 14,000. It feels 16,000. I was there. It was really, really filled up, so. But Tank is a huge pull on the East Coast. I think Tank might be more popular. Tank is way more popular than Sean Porter. I'll tell you that right now on the East Coast. TJ, why do you feel Golovkin is not a cash cow, even though he's undefeated and had fought some tough competition? No, he didn't fight no tough competition. Even though he's ducking Charlo Saunders, he didn't fight no tough competition, dog. Danny Jacobs and Canelo was good fights, but as far as his whole career, it's been match made perfectly. The guys that I named off, none of them guys is really, really good, other than Kell Brook, Danny Jacobs, and Canelo. Martin Murray, he's better than what people believe he is, but a lot of people don't respect Martin Murray because he ain't never made no noise stateside, but he did beat Sergio Martinez at the end of his career. But he don't have the marquee victories, man. A lot of people seen that he ducked Andre Ward, when he said he was going to move up. Move up to super middleweight for Chavez or Carl Froch. A lot of people felt that, He didn't fight the best. He didn't fight the best. It wasn't a lot of best at the middleweight division, though. I tell you that it wasn't. That he cleaned out a nice amount of it, but it just, it wasn't like a Crawford or a Spence or a Thurman or a Leo Santa Cruz or Frampton. It wasn't like an Anuyiwa, a Tite or Roman Chocolito. It was no superstar in the division when he got there. So a lot of people look at him and say, well, he ducked Ward and he didn't want to move up and try to be great and get a second title. He ducked Billy Joe Saunders, and people just looking at that like, he's not a cash cow, man. He's really not. Maybe because he's foreign, he don't speak good English. That might be an issue with it. But he don't have a lot of crossover fights. That's what I'm saying. He been match made perfectly, and he really never had a great world title fight neither. Dave Lemieux was his only world title fight. The other two titles were interim titles that turned into regular WBA, Super WBA, and WBC. So it's hard when people actually can see the growth in your career overall, because he had promotional issues over there in Europe, and they fucked his career basically. Is what I'm understanding. He came to the United States, when he was in his 30s. So a lot of people didn't see him, win the interim WBA. A lot of people seen him win the interim WBC versus Marco Antonio Rubio, but Cotto was the guy at the time, and then Canelo beat Cotto and gave the full belt to Triple G. So, when people actually see you win your world title in a tough world title fight or a competitive vacant title fight, I think that does something for your popularity. Triple G didn't have that luxury. David Lemieux, nobody held him in high regards. Jacob's better boxer than Canelo, but he will have to not get caught, last the distance, and survive crooked by. Oh, you told me he might get robbed. Yeah, the reason Canelo team is saying Jacobs is because Jacobs looked pretty piss poor in his last two performances. Abel Sanchez put a bug in people's heads, said maybe he's not the same at the Golovkin performance, which was a grueling fight. And I can say the same for Golovkin, because Golovkin ain't looked the same since Danny Jacobs neither. With the Canelo fight, Golovkin did not really press the action like he should have. The whole fight, he was real tentative and wary of Canelo counter punches. He didn't. I seen some things that was desired in the Canelo fight. He ain't look the same neither though. So let's go both ways. What's good, Jose? Ranks game. That's Xavier. What up, though? What up? He a shit talker and he's confident in his skills. Dude can box. King Kutu, what up? Shout out to Matt Valentine for the super chat. Just popped on the computer screen. That's beautiful. Jacob's the best at 160. I disagree. Orlando. The best at 160, I still give it to Triple G. Obviously, he's the number one. I think Jamal Charlo beat the fuck out of Jacobs. I thought it was a competitive fight going into this lucky fight. I slightly leaned towards Charlo for a while, then I slightly leaned towards Jacobs for a while, then I slightly leaned in the middle. But, Jacobs completely ignored his corner. I'm not sure if Jacobs lost to Salucky. Let me say that right quick. I thought Jacobs lost to Magic Man Salucky. That's what I called him. I thought he lost that fight. It was a close fight. I ain't mad at the decision. It's just my personal opinion on that. What's going on? Shout out to Marlo's Corner. But, Jacobs gonna have to do better than what he been fighting at, man. Jacobs got the talent to be the best of the division. He got the size, the speed. He ain't the slickest, but he a good fighter. But I think Jamal Charlo potentially has the most upside of the division. Obviously, he might be the youngest. I think Andrade is been pissed on. I pissed on him early. I think Andrade got a lot of potential as well, too. Potential. Billy Joe Saunders, he ain't getting too much better. Triple G ain't getting too much better. I think Canelo is what he is at this point. The ones that's going to get better is Shevers, Jaco, Charlo, and Andrade. So, I don't know about Charlo, man. That dude hit hard. He can box. He's slick. Probably the best counter puncher in the division, or right there with Canelo Alvarez. He going to be a tough out for anybody, man. Canelo ain't shit. Ain't even real Mexican. Oh, he Irish Mexican King Kunta. I ain't say that was King Kunta, man. I'll go direct the mad messages to him. Triple H say Canelo dies here too. Don't be mad at me because you gave yourself a fucked up name. I fuck with you. Last watch CJ show you get mad. Hold on, my shit done fucked up. My bad. Oh, here I go. Dude mad because he supports a fake ass man. Oh, there we go. They got a little argument going there. De La Hoya is Triple G's promoter. Yeah, he was at one point last year. What up, Trey X? The brother Trey X. You know, Marlo's corner. Always talking that real shit. Hey, man, hey, y'all gonna have that girl back on again? Fake Mexican, what does that mean? Andrade, Charlo, Billy Joe, Sonic, Canelo. By just saying you can. Me, that's just a messenger. Okay. Cubans started in their 30s. He's a fucking bum hunter. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not even a question. It's the other way around. No accountability for Canelo record tainted by with Pez. Yeah, I agree about that, about the Pez. But at the end of the day, people, his fan base and people believe that he was a clean fighter. But Matt Valentine, super chat. CJ, let's go, champ. Shout out to Brick City, Jersey. We got to get you out here at the Barclays in August. I plan on going to the Barclays in August. I'm going to stay in Jamaica Queen. I'm going to stay about JFK this time, man. So I get a straight shot to Brooklyn. I might stay in Brooklyn. I might pick a hotel in Brooklyn. I need to get out to Harlem. That's on Harlem, and Harlem and Staten Island are the only ones I ain't been to. The borough, so I got to get out to Harlem. I personally don't think that Jacobs is a better boxer than Canelo. Canelo has more arsenal, better IQ, way better defense. Yeah, let's talk about Jacobs and Canelo. That's a good topic. Shout out to Jose, Rich Gang in the building. That's a difficult fight, man, because if Danny Jacobs fought like he did like prior to the Triple G fight, like right there, I definitely would have favored Canelo Alvarez. Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs is bigger than Canelo, but we seen Magic Man Lucky land a lot of straight rights on him. But Canelo is significantly shorter than Slucky. Slucky was about 6 foot, 6'1", and this dude was making junior middleweight. He was a little bit smaller. So it'll be how can Canelo cut the distance off on Danny Jacobs, or how can get Canelo make Danny Jacobs come to him and counter him. I believe that's a pick 'em fight. I want to lean slightly towards Danny Jacobs, but Danny Jacobs ain't been looking too good lately, you know. But I probably would put my money on Jacobs. I had to look at the film and break it down. But that's a damn good fight, man. If Oscar can deliver Danny Jacobs versus Canelo on September 15th, which I already know is going to be Gary Spike O'Sullivan, that'd be a hell of a fight, man. You know? Yeah, Marlo's corner, look out. Yeah, they doing good things. I think Canelo is younger than Jamal. They're about the same age. You know, I can look up right now. But let's go to the next question. Andrade got more than potential. Shit, y'all keep banking on that potential. He ain't got the mind. Demetrius Andrade is a mental midget, man. Like I said earlier, man. He's a mental midget. And, you know, he don't want to fight. I don't know if it's his daddy in his ear. But, he gonna fuck around and pick the wrong cherry pick, man. You know what I'm saying? Canelo 27. He's 27 years old. And then we got you know, Jamal Charlo is 28. Yup. It's so May 19th. Yeah, it's about a year. It's a little bit over a year different. Canelo was 1 year younger than Jamal Charlo, so yup, he was on the money. You know, Canelo's listed at 5'9". I think that's being generous. But hey, you know, I would definitely pick Jamal Charlo over Canelo. I'm sorry. I ain't got to think about that. Here we go. I was watching an interview with Mikey Garcia, and they asked him, what do you think about Jamal Charlo? He said he thinks Charlo beats Triple G and Canelo. He's the best middleweight in the division. Yeah, Mikey and them, they got a lot of, they real smart people over there, man. They was going to have, a lot of people don't know, Gervonta Tank Davis was going to be part of Robert Garcia's, his team. You know, he was going over, he told Mikey that he was coming over there to train with them, man. He was going to end up staying over there with them, but obviously Broner got in his ear about Kevin Cunningham, and I think Robert Garcia would have been the best thing for Gervonta Tank Davis, man. And maybe he just looked at it as, you know what, at least I know Broner, you know, Kevin Cunningham, they both black, and there ain't a lot of black fighters in Oxnard at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, but that would have been a perfect place for him, man. You know, they had to keep him out of trouble. He could have brought some of his culture there. He could have picked up some of their culture, and, you know, I know he wanted to be in Florida, and that's a great destination, but, you know, and he going to be around more of his buddies, but you need to be focused when you fight. You don't need to be around buddies. You know what I'm saying? You need to be focused. He could have learned a lot from Mikey Garcia, man, and Robert. Look what they did with Marcos Madonna, man. They took Marcos Madonna from a brawl room brawler that had a lot of potential, and they untapped that potential, and he was able to retire. Imagine what Robert Garcia was going to be able to do with Gervonta Tank Davis. Imagine what Gervonta Tank Davis was going to be able to do in a secluded area like Oxnard that's not like, West Palm Beach, Florida, that's not like Baltimore. I think that would have been a better move for him, but Kevin Cunningham is working out. He around Erickson Lubin, he around, Broner, Kevin Cunningham, Robertson Jr., he around his friends, but guess what? You don't need no friends when you train in training camp. You need to be to yourself and boxing and holding it down, man. Bro, you mentioned 4 other fighters outside of Charlo. Get the fuck out of here. Everyone except Sergey Sergey. In my opinion, Canelo, they going back and forth from the chat. I had Jacob losing to Slucky 114. Yeah, I had the same scorecard, how he fly. Trey X was on there with me. He had Slucky win. Was you on there, Trey X, when we were watching Danny Jacobs, Slucky, and Corey Lee boxing? I think Trey X had Slucky as well. No, it was Black Horseman promotion for sure. We both had it for Slucky. CJ Jamal, Charlo will smash Jacobs point blank period. Are you coming back out East Coast? Yeah, I'm coming August 25th. If that's the day for Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. Also, Adam Nonowski is taking on Charles Martin. The Polish got it knocked out Arthur Spilka, and Charles Martin got knocked out by Anthony Joshua for about $7 million. They're going to be on the same card as Danny and Sean August 25th. So I already looked up some dates. I'm looking, asking my homeboy, he want to go with me and shit. I'm asking Orlando. He want to roll out there, man. Take Tri Velocity and just fly straight the fuck up out there. And I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna get there for the weigh-in as well too. So I'm gonna probably go out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll leave Sunday morning. Usually I get out there Friday, and I'll leave out there Sunday. I do what I need to do Friday, and then Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Jamel got the best jab at 160. Canelo got the best defense and counter punching ability. Andre's the most gifted. Triple G is the most targeted. Yeah, having got 3 belts. Have you seen Anthony Joshua documentary on Netflix? No, that's something I can go watch after I wake up from my nap. King Kunta, you think Andrade has a better defense than Canelo? I don't think Andrade don't have shit because he don't fight. Might sound retarded, casuals, but getting their ass whooped by Floyd is the best thing that happened to Canelo. Yeah, he did improve after the Floyd fight. But he does a lot of things, he loads up on his punches too much. Him and Keith Thurman loads up on their punches. They'd never beat Floyd doing that. See, oh man, UFC MMA boxing news. What's going on, man? UFC MMA boxing news. Jacobs and Canelo will never happen. I always said that. Do we get Charlo versus Jacobs now that we both know Canelo is not fighting either one? Absolutely not. Because when Charlo wanted Jacobs' fight, they didn't want to. Team Jacobs was running from it. Eddie Hearn said he didn't want to have it. Now that Jacobs is in a position that Peter Nielsen, the head of HBO Sports, don't want to. He don't want to force Jacobs versus Triple G or Jacobs versus Canelo. He don't want to force them fights. So, now Danny Jacobs and Eddie Hearn is they're desperate for a good opponent to sell out the Barclays Center. So now they want to try to hunt down Jamal Charlo, that he's the WBC interim titleist. But now Jamal Charlo has something to lose because Danny Jacobs could have fought Charlo for the interim title, but he chose not to. He chose to fight Luis Arias and Magic Man Lucky. So now that Charlo's the interim title holder and he got a clear shot to Triple G, now Danny Jacobs want to try to come in and get his shine on. And Charlo said no. Charlo gonna have a homecoming fight in Houston sometime towards the end of the summer. So that ain't gonna happen. When Charlo offered him to fight, Jacobs said no. Now that Jacobs want to try to put the pressure on, he said no. I got the interim title. I'm not fighting you. So Eddie Hearn is losing money fucking with Jacobs because they putting him in there with bums. Jacobs too hungry. I'm trying to tell you, Jacobs get knocked out, bro. Jacobs ain't good, bro. He ain't good. He ain't never been like that good on my thing. Charlo's just a better fighter than him at this point, man. Jacobs been knocked out before, knocked down 2 times. He more experienced. That's where he beat Charlo. But as far as the jab, as far as defense, as far as punching power, I like Jamal Charlo better. I like his attitude better too. He younger. He don't know no better. That can work for you, work against you. Billy Joe Saunders, Danny Jacobs. That's another conversation. That's a funny fight. I would probably favor Billy Joe Saunders too. I probably would. If you rank the middleweights, man, I probably would. Obviously, I'm going to peg Triple G out the situation. He top dog. Because his belt position. But if I had to just rank them off of talent and who I think will win, it's tough. I'd probably go Charlo, Jacobs, 1A, 1B, they tied. You know, Sherry Jacobs, Janko, he ain't really been experienced, but Danny Jacobs probably wouldn't be in my top 3. You know, he looked too bad in his last performance, man. A lot of people think Jacobs beat Canelo. You know, a lot of people do, man. Get to these comments, man. We just moving so fast. Oh, yeah, boxing Clinton and more, yeah, but I already scored a 6-4-2 Jacobs. What? I was a 6-4-2 Jacobs. Oh, you see what you're saying? You got Jacobs winning by 2 points. All right, I see what you're saying. I just scored 2 draw rounds. What the fuck? You know, TJ emailed me. I can save all you all your hotel costs for a real talk 20 minutes from the Barclay. All right, for sure. For sure. If you got Facebook or Instagram, message me on there. Links in the other descriptions of the other videos. You know what I'm saying? Live stream. For sure. King Kunta, that's why Canelo Andrade is on the wish list. Yeah, that'd be a good fight for Canelo. But then Andrade is his stock is too down. But yeah, man. See, Wilder took the 40-60 split from Joshua. It should be 50-50. Wilder has a better resume. Plus, he had to go to the... I mean, he didn't take the 40%. They haven't offered him the 40%. They trying to give him a flat fee of $12.5 million. So, he was always willing to take the 40% to come to the UK. But when Anthony Joshua opened his mouth and said that he'll take $50 million, he had signed the next day, he didn't happen. You know, it didn't happen. We're not going to make it a Joshua stream, Swing. But I answer all questions now. All questions you can ask them now. Any boxing questions before I hop off. But as far as that Wilder situation, man, I mean, everybody knows that now that Anthony Joshua don't want to fight. If they want to fight, if they want to admit it, they admit it. If they don't want to admit it, they ain't got to admit it. You know what I'm saying? We know that he don't really want to fight, but he's in a fucked up position where he might have to go to Russia and fight Povetkin. You know, Povetkin is a dangerous foe, just as Deontay Wilder is. You know, he dug Luis Ortiz. You know, he dug Luis Ortiz as well. You know, then Luis Ortiz ended up failing a drug test, and the WBC cleared him, and the WBA didn't even try to investigate. So he was a second-time offender. So maybe that had something to do with it. But he dug Luis Ortiz too, man. Because Vladimir Klitschko, I did a video on that shit like all the time, man. You know, the Luis Ortiz situation, man. I documented that, man. You go back in the archives, man. I documented the Luis Ortiz shit, man. Because Luis Ortiz and Vladimir Klitschko was sanctioning the fight for the WBA. Vladimir Klitschko graciously asked Luis Ortiz, like, you know, basically like, I just need a career-defining fight. You know, I want the money. You know, with Joshua and Luis Ortiz said, I understand, you know, I step aside as long as I get the winner, y'all pay me. And then, you know, Joshua won, and Joshua was ducking him ever since, man. 175. Hey, Orlando, I'm gonna text you later, dog. See if you want to go to New York August 25th for this fight. I'll probably get some credentials. We get out backstage, but if not, I got a homeboy that know where they get all the interviews at, 2 of them. So I email you. Now I think the price, you know, if I don't go through Matt, you know, the price will probably be like $400 a head, probably less than that. Me and my asked my man, he want to go. It's pretty cheap, man. I've been there a few times, so I know how I'm traveling. I know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna email you and shit, man. I'm gonna text you, email you. But 175, I don't know if Kovalev back. That's the problem. I don't know if Kovalev back. Kovalev ain't fought nobody since Andre Ward. I mean, he the key to it. My favorite guy in the division is probably Demetrius Bivol. Nigga sweet as hell. Stevenson, he done, man. He done. I think Badou Jack is. I think Badou Jack is a good middle of the pack guy. I think he can beat Kovalev. I don't think him beating Bivol. Beterbiev is a wild card. This is a good division. They supposed to be doing a tournament at 175. It's a rumor. The World Boxing Super Series tournament doing one at 118, 140 pounds, and light heavyweight 175 might be another tournament they're doing. So we know Stevenson not gonna join the tournament. You know, so hopefully Badou Jack can get that belt from him before the tournament starts. You can probably have Beterbiev in there, Alexander Gufik, you know, Bivol, Marcus Brown, the winner Kovalev, Alvarez, probably the winner and the loser. I mean, 175 is a great division, man. It's a really, really good division. If I had to put my money on somebody, I'd probably put it on Demetrius Bivol. It'd be risky money. You know, it'd be really, really risky money putting it on Demetrius Bivol. You know, really, really risky money, but I like him a lot. I don't see Joshua leaving the UK to fight anyone. Joshua is on the rise. No, at the end of the day, he wouldn't have a choice. With Alexander Povetkin, he wouldn't have a choice because Povetkin is the king of winning purse bids. So if Povetkin wins the purse bid, either he dropped the belt or fight Povetkin in Russia. Eddie Hearn can't compete with the money that he can't compete with the money that that Povetkin has. Povetkin has a $1 billion backing, so it don't matter. They go to that purse bid, and then also he's the mandatory in the WBO and the WBA. So, and Joshua dropped one of the belts, then to avoid a purse bid. At the end of the day, y'all can't call him nothing but a punani. You know what I'm saying? So, looking at the the light heavyweight division, man. It'd be a nice tournament there, man. Pascal, he fighting again. I don't know why. Sullivan Barrera's still there. Marcus Brown is a good a wild card. I see him at the Barclays Center. Joe Smith Jr. still ranked pretty high. So we'll see. If AJ had fought Ortiz, who Wilder would have fought? He'd be still around there laughing at the resume. If AJ would have fought Ortiz, AJ would have got fucked up. He would have got knocked out. That's why he ducked him. It don't matter. He'd have fought Ortiz for all the belts. So it didn't really matter. He already beat Ortiz. It really wasn't no difference between that Ortiz and the Wilder. Ortiz wasn't no different. Don't let nobody fool you and say that dumb shit like that. AJ would have beat the dog over shit out of Anthony Joshua ass. Anthony Yard, I know it's early for him, though. Yeah, he don't have no amateur background, so a lot of people say, oh, he's ducking, better be, making a smart decision, man. If you ain't had no amateur fights, man, why the fuck you rushing into a guy who was an amateur till he was like 30 fucking years old? That's stupid, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Yard, why would you rush into it with one of the most accomplished amateurs in the professional ranks? And better be, you know what I'm saying? But Yard need to come to America, man. Yard need to come to America and get that American sparring. Once Yard comes to America and get that American sparring and get some good work, then he can get ready for that. Him sparring in the UK ain't gonna do him no good. The UK don't have no good fucking light heavyweights like that, man. He can move up, move down the division and won't find the sparring he found in America. He need to fight some really good fighters. Yard has makings for potential as well. Yeah, Yard can fight. Bivol has the speed of a welterweight and the power of a heavyweight. Dude is special. Yeah, Bivol's special, man. He's smart too. AJ will lose to Povetkin in Russia for less money, but you about billions. Lying ass. This dude ain't from no streets. Yeah, he ain't from no streets. Hell yeah, street motherfuckers don't do that shit, man. Street motherfuckers don't do that shit. He ain't got no street in him, bro. You ain't lying about that one, man. He can say he was a drug dealer, he did this, did that. He ain't fooling me. He ain't no street nigga. I ain't no street nigga, but I know a street nigga when I see him. And Joshua ain't no street nigga. The street nigga don't do all that posing. He don't answer to no white man, and he don't let no white man control his career, and he don't do all this ducking and hiding, dog. If Anthony Joshua and Povetkin fought, would I give a fucking who would I go for? Obviously I don't like Povetkin, but I like Anthony Joshua. Don't get it twisted. But all the shit that he be saying, acting like a little girl, man, it just turn you off, man. It really do turn you off, man. I would definitely go for Joshua as a statesman for boxing. You know what I'm saying? But, would I laugh if Povetkin knocked his ass out? Absolutely. 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 Trey X, what's going on, man? Oh, it's Trey X boxing now. These niggas is turning their names and shit, man. These niggas, you got Cali talking about the Cali Enigma Boxing Network. Then you got Trey X talking about Trey X Boxing. Man, what's gonna be next, man? Trey X Boxing and Pimpin' Hoes on YouTube? Yard is gonna get knocked out when he steps up. He takes too many right hands in the Philly shell, and he doesn't know how to use. Exactly, that's why I say he need to bring his ass over to the Mayweather boxing gym and get that good sparring. You know what I'm saying? He trying to use that fucking Philly shell shit like he James Toney. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Niggas ain't nobody. James Toney was the greatest Philly shell user as far as offense. James Toney was offensive. Floyd was more defensive out the Philly shell, man. Anthony Yard trying to be a fucking James Toney, that shit, you can't learn that Philly shell that James Toney got from just anybody. You might want to go to the horse's mouth and learn how to use that Philly shell from James Toney himself. Because James Toney is the most offensive Philly shell person that I've seen on tape. Floyd is great defensively, but James Toney was the truth offensively. What up, Matt Valentine, CJ, if Hearn loses purse in an AJ Povetkin fight, purse bid. If does Hearn lose some promotional control? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it depends on. Yeah, he would. You know, it depends. It depends. It depends. He probably still be able to promote, but he won't. He won't be able to control the venues. So yeah, he lose some promotional control a lot. He won't control where the venue at. You know, or the press tour probably. Whoever dishing out that money does. Yeah, yeah. The Philly Shield is just ain't for every. Yeah, it ain't for everybody. You know, Antonio Hockman, Andre Barto had the worst Philly Shield I've ever seen in my life. I ain't never seen a nigga use the Philly Shield and get their eyes closed up like he did Robert Guerrero. CJ have Wilder losing to Joshua if he doesn't knock Joshua out, just for the simple fact he's fighting Joshua's back. It is gonna be a knockout. Either way, it's gonna be a knockout. You know, that shit ain't going the distance, man. Joshua can't. Joshua ain't got no jaw. People talk about Wilder jaw. Joshua don't have a jaw. He knows it, man. You know, Vladimir Klitschko didn't dish out a lot of punishment on him because he's a little scary motherfucker too because he ain't got no jaw. So it's two jawless motherfuckers trying to fight and probably be cautious. You know, I felt like Klitschko was paid off a little bit. He let off the gas because Klitschko could. I mean, Anthony Joshua didn't punch for 3 rounds after Klitschko dropped him. So, but then again, Klitschko can't pull the trigger. So, you know, I think Deontay Wilder has a better jaw than Anthony Joshua. He punches harder than Anthony Joshua, but I think Anthony Joshua ain't the biggest puncher neither. But I think he got enough power to knock out Deontay Wilder. That fight can swing either way. That fight don't have no fucking substance, dog. It ain't no logical thinking about picking that fight. I just know that Wilder, if Wilder touched Joshua, it's over with. It's over with. If he touch him with the jab right hand, I think he's just gonna knock out. I think it's gonna be a quick fight for Wilder, man. But I think I can see Joshua winning too. But I just think Wilder just gonna dispose of him, man. He faster, he's stronger, he quicker. I mean, he was stronger, he punch harder. I think Joshua, he bigger in muscle, but Wilder got that country strength, man. It'll be a good fight though. The Philly Shield is about transitioning from defense to offense. Roll right hand and come back with the right hand. As for example, yeah, James Toney, you know, he was more offensive with it though. Floyd won that's offensive with it. That hoe going to sleep. Yeah, Marlo, that hoe going to sleep. Talking about Anthony Joshua, we ain't got to elaborate. But yeah, any more questions, man, while we on here, man? Here we go, another one. I went to Joshua will be face down and ass up. That nigga Wilder said that nigga, I told y'all Luis Ortiz was going to be, what he say, face up, ass down. I'm going to tell you Wilder going to be ass down, face up. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. I love to go to that fight, man. Mentally, Wilder has won over AJ. Exactly. You know, if Wilder wasn't in the situation, AJ would be able to reign supreme, man. Easily. AJ could reign supreme over this whole division if it wasn't for Wilder. You know, nobody thought Wilder was going to become the fighter that he has now. And anybody that said they didn't see Wilder improve is a fucking liar, man. He's really improved. I think Joshua gets knocked out because he has no special defensive skills. I think Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury has the best chance to beat Wilder. Joshua gets knocked out. Yeah, he don't do anything special. He don't know how to take away your best asset. Tyson Fury, when he ain't coked up and, you know, I got a video coming about him, man. When he ain't coked up or playing a mental card, man, you know, his feints is crazy. You know, he's a good, he can take some of your best assets away, man. He can roll you. You know, he can feint. He got some skills. Luis Ortiz got skills as well, too. I think he's the most skillful heavyweight when you just talk about from a pure skill standpoint. Fury right there with him. Joshua don't have no skills. Joshua ain't gonna take away your best asset. Joshua don't move his head. Joshua moves straight back with his chin up. You know, Joshua is scared to get hit. He's scared to engage. You know, people say, oh, he's a good he's a good combination puncher. He throw combinations versus Wilder, he getting knocked out, man. I feel the Klitschko brother hurt the heavyweight division by being so fucking boring. Joshua Wilder, breath of fresh air, yeah. Don't forget Tyson Fury opened up the division. Sheldon Williams, Sheldon Holmes, what up, though, Marlo? Marlo, superstar, man. Trey X boxing. I personally think Joshua is tailor made for Wilder. Just my opinion, though. Agree. I agree. Vivek and Ortiz would. Who do you have? Well, that's a tough fight. Are we drug testing or not drug testing Heat Fly 85? Is it a drug test or not a drug test? What up, Mark Blake? What it do, man? What on, brother? Trey X boxing. Sheldon Holmes. What up? Marlo's Corner. Andre Holmes and AJ holding shit up, fam. He holding shit up, man. You know, he got a lot to lose, though, man. Yeah, I mean, especially if he fight Wilder in the UK and take a whole bunch of less money when he could have 50 million. You know, but if Vivek and Ortiz is juiced up or clean, if they both on the even playing field, don't fucking matter. Probably favor. I don't know. That's a tough fight. I probably favor Ortiz, man. I think Povetkin, that nigga body look like frail, he look smaller since he got off that shit. You know, he look a lot smaller and a lot frail, man. That's just my opinion right there, man. I'm about to hop off, man. I'm gonna come back with some more videos. I'm about to take a nap real quick, go to the grocery store, come back with some more videos, man. I definitely appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Might come back with the crew later on, for sure. Hit up Cali. I mean, if Trey X want to come on, if he ain't a Hollywood superstar, Marlo, you always welcome on, my brother. For sure. You know, anybody, man. You know, anybody I know, you always welcome on. Whoever lands first wins. AJ and Water. Yeah, that's a good. I don't know, man. I think Water can take AJ Power for a minute. So I think you eat a couple. I think if Water lands, it's over. You know, but I get your point. Joshua is probably the biggest cash cow in boxing since Floyd's retired. And yeah, he's number 1 in Forbes, you know, because Canelo didn't fight this year. So, do you think it's a reason why AJ don't want to come here? Yeah, he said that he don't want to, you know, get fucked on the scorecards. Which, I mean, when somebody say some insecure shit like that, I mean, they fucking niggas in their own country. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he don't want to seem like he bowing down to an American, but that's what UK guys do in boxing because in America is usually the A side. But you know, some Americans like Timothy Bradley whooping on Junior Witter. I mean, Jeff Lacey getting whooped on by Joe Calzaghe. I got to put in the good and the bad. Earl Smith's beating down Kell Brook. Terrence Crawford beating down Ricky Burns. I mean, we go over there with their ass too. You know, we go over there trying to. But I think, you know, turning down $50 million with 50% of upside on the back end, that's terrible, man. He gonna look back. If he lose to Povetkin, he gonna look back. Or if he lose to Wilder in the UK for less money, that $40 million gap that potentially could be there with the 50% on the back end, that he gonna take a pay cut for. He gonna wish he had that $40 million because if Wilder knock him out, he'll never be the same fighter. Ain't no coming back. You know. Shoot us links, bro. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna shoot y'all links, man. You know, I got y'all. Y'all welcome on any time, but I'm about to hop off real quick. Appreciate it, man. Don't forget to share, subscribe the video, share the video, subscribe. You know, and do what y'all do, man. See this last comment, man. Hell, y'all join. All right, for sure. Today, when I wake up, I might go to Aldi's, might not. I don't know. Might let my girl drive to the grocery store or some shit, man. I don't know how that's gonna be, man. I'm not gonna take a nap, man. And thanks for all the good work, brother. Oh, for sure, Andre Monroe. We gonna come back with some more videos, man, for sure. TBC and more. We gone.